How to increase your productivity tenfold. Within this episode, guys, my name is Julian. I will teach you guys some of the tips, tricks, and strategies that I've personally tried, applied, experimented that have helped increase my productivity by tenfold and has helped me submit and do a lot of the work that I currently do. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, the reason why you guys are most likely unproductive is because you are surrounded by the influences of the current place that you work in. So in other words, your workspace equals your productivity. So the better your workspace is equipped, the better it is more suited for productivity, the more effective you are when it comes to doing work. So from my learning, from my experience, a book that I would definitely recommend you guys, Atomic Habits. I have fundamentally found out that the reason why I'm not as productive as I want to be is basically two reasons. Either my workspace, which is currently my desk, is either overstimulated, meaning that there are too many distractions, there are too many things on the desk, or it's understimulated. It's meaning it's too plain. There's no work on it, and there's nothing for me to do on it. So let's talk about understimulated. So, if your work desk is understimulated, this would basically mean that your desk is quite dead. In other words, it's very dull, it's very plain. It looks, you know how a boring desk looks like. It's just there. It's like an like an NPC desk. So if you are facing this problem that your desk is understimulated, here are some of the few ways you guys can at least make it more lively. Number one, increase the cues. So cues, which is quite nicely explained in the book mentioned before, Atomic Habits. Cues are basically the triggers within your surroundings that make you more productive or get your work going. So basic cues can be, for example, paper. I like to leave some paper on the desk. I would like to leave some reminders, or that little paper or sticky notes. That's the word for it. Sticky notes you can stick at your monitor. You guys can, decorate it with more pencils. You guys can also put a calendar on it. Increase the cues so that you are constantly reminded that there's something going on. Here's a personal strategy that I applied before, and it really worked. If you guys have work for the next day, I like to leave the work. So whatever document or paper it is, I like to leave it on the desk the night before, so that the next day, the next morning, when I go towards my desk, I see, aha, there's my first cue. It's the first document that is on my desk. Yeah, so decorate it again. If your desk is dull, if it's plain, if it's absolutely boring, make it colorful. I understand there's a lot of people who are very creative out there. You guys are absolutely more creative than you actually think. And decorate it, because making it more colorful, making it more appearingly nice, making it look like a cool desk, that would absolutely increase your productivity and your creativity as well. So if you guys like colorful desks, for example, if you're a very colorful um, extroverted person, for example, then coloring your desk, or putting some nice decorations on it, definitely doesn't have any negative effects. Default programs to open. So most likely you guys have a laptop or computer on your desk. I like to have a few default programs that open immediately the moment I launch my laptop. Some of these default programs can include emails, Google Chrome, or some Webflow management softwares your company is applying. Next, so if your desk is overstimulated, and that is actually the problem that I was facing for such a long time, and I finally realized how to do it. So this picture, guys, as you can see, this man over there is called Robert Moses, and so um, this book is definitely recommended. Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. He explains that this Robert Moses, so he was basically a man from New York during the 60s, and he was effectively the one who built a lot of playgrounds, a lot of buildings within his time, I think as a mayor, was it, in New York City, and he was absolutely effective. And when people interviewed him and asked him, why were you so good and very productive at what you do? He, I quote, mentioned his one trick, which was to always keep his desk clean. Because, with that being said, back then, when you get work on your desk, when you get documents, when you get files, his strategy was the moment that the paper and the work was put on your desk, it was gone quickly and instantly. So the moment he got something on his desk, a few hours later it was gone. Because I understand some people, they put work and leave that stuff on the desk for the next few days. You gotta be like Robert Moses. The moment something comes on your desk, straight away it's gone. Straight away it's done. The work and all the due diligence has been, manifested already. Become like Robert Moses. Get things off your desk as quickly as possible. If on your desk there's too much stuff, and I don't mean work, but too much distractions, you leave your pencils all over, or your phone, or your charging, or your equipment and your gadgets, etc., etc. Trust me, guys, eliminate it, essentially 90% of the stuff, because these stuff you actually don't need. And if you guys are in office and there are other places where you can store these things, please do it, because I tell you guys, your desk cannot be too distracted. um, yeah, make it more plain. If there's too many colors on it, if it's decorated too much that takes away your attention. I myself, in the past, I used to put like some, too many posters or too many photos um, on your desk, and having a few is fine, but if you really put too many, that stuff makes me distracted. So eliminate it if you can. Finally, noise is absolutely a distraction as well. If your company or the building or the organization that you guys work in, if it's too loud, using noise canceling headphones is an absolute tip, an absolute bargain, which I would invest in. Thank you very much, guys.